hatukinyite tutioyo ria twihituka igerio riri no kwinyiterera witiki.
Shine upon you and be gracious to you.
The Lord turn his face toward you
and give you peace.
The Lord bless you and keep you.
Make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you.
The Lord turn his face toward you
and give you peace.
Yakura dime na kumenyagirire
arotomothio wake ukwarire na gukinyirie wega wake yerogotirira othio wake
na koethayo.
Amen. Welcome. That is the Blessings Kenya Kikuyu cover. And I just feel so nice. I feel so good. Thank you for being together with us. Hi. I hope you're doing well. I hope you started your week good. I hope you enjoyed the time change because of the spring forward, which is a little bit weird for some of us, and especially when we have to deal with people who are in different time zone. Now you have to tell our fans and our listeners from Kenya that 8 p.m. Central Standard Time in the U.S. is now not 5 a.m., in Kenya, it is now 4 a.m., which is a little bit a challenge. It is a bit of a challenge. But thank you very, very much for being together with us. This is the Trumphet of Hope. And I want to take this opportunity to welcome all of us as we start off this week. As I told you, we are enjoying the successful women, and we are enjoying their success, and we are speaking about women in leadership, and that is what we are going to do in the whole of this month. It is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful month. I know some people said Happy Mother's Day yesterday, and especially those in the church. I know the Mothering Sunday or the Mother's Day comes somewhere in May, and there are so many things that happen in the month of March when it comes to women. and I don't want to be left behind. So welcome, and our guest is right in the studio, right in the studio, and we're going to have a beautiful time together with her as we learn a lot from her. She's a professor, and so you can imagine she's a mother, and she is such a dynamic person. She's a dynamite when it comes to James. She is such a strong woman, and she is so loving. She takes care of children, some of them who came here as international students, and she continues to follow up on them to make sure that they are successful, to make sure that they get whatever they require, to make sure that they get school fees, to make sure that they have some pocket money somewhere, to make sure that they have some food, and especially during the corona thing that just came and swept the whole world. Professor Jerono P Rotich is our guest, and let me tell you, I can't wait to hear what she has for us. I can't wait. And so we are going to have a devotion immediately, or rather, we're going to have a devotion immediately we finish with this particular part of the program, because we started a little bit late because of some technical issues, but everything is on check. Turn to your neighbor and tell him or her, everything is on check. The captain is well seated and ready. And there we are. Professor Jerono, welcome.
Thank you so much, Captain Njoroge. How is Texas?
Texas is warm. We are doing good. We are healthy. Even though we were told that the mask mandate and whatever, but we are enjoying everything. You know, everything is good in Texas, yeah?
Yes. No, it can be better than North Carolina. Great.
Welcome. I know there's a lot that we have to discuss tonight, and sorry we are a bit late, but we are going to make sure that we take advantage of the time that we have. And guess who told me to say hello to you?
Who's there?
Beatrice Agingu.
Oh, wonderful. That's my sister right here in Raleigh, North Carolina.
I'm telling you, she's another gem that we have in the community. We talked earlier today, and I was like, my goodness, she's so dynamic. And I told her that I'm hosting you, and she was so excited.
She's amazing.
Thank you so much. Otherwise, welcome, and let's first of all start with an introduction as we greet our viewers and our listeners, those who are on right now and those who will come after us. Let us take advantage and take this opportunity to greet them and to do an introduction. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Captain. I want to greet everybody, wherever you're listening from the United States, whatever city or state you're in. Greetings, good evening. Those of my brothers and sisters who are in Kenya and other parts of the world, good morning, good evening, and I hope you're doing well. I just want to wish all the women happy Women's History Month. I know we just celebrated the International Women's Day on March the 8th. So I want to continue to do that. Wish you well, wish you God's peace, and to let you know that we're here to celebrate you tonight. My name is Jerono P Rotich. I am a child of God. That's the most important. I am a mother of two beautiful, lovely girls. I am a daughter of, and I'm so proud of my mother who raised me, who did everything to get me smiling today. It is because of my mother and my father. So thank you, Mommy, whatever your name is, Agnes. She's all the way in Elgeo, Marakwet. Good evening, Mommy. Good morning, Mommy. I know she's still sleeping. I'm an educator. I'm a professor at North Carolina Central University in Durham, North Carolina, where I serve as a professor as well as department chair of kinesiology and recreation administration. I am also a leader, and I do have a lead in several communities. I founded the Warrior, that stands for Women and Youth Consulting. Really very passionate about women and youth. So I started that organization a few years back. I'm also the CEO of JVV. It's JVV Wellness and Safety. because I value safety and wellness. And then I'm the CEO of KESID, that is the Kenya Students in Diaspora, because there was a gap and there was a need. That is what women do. When they see a need, they want to fill the gap. That's what I saw when I started the Warrior Women and Youth. There was a gap, and I always wanted to empower and wanted to pay back. I'm also the current president of KESA, Kenya Scholars and Studies Association, and I want to welcome all of you to Dallas, Texas in September the 10th and 11th for our annual conference. I am also a former commissioner on the status of women, so I've dealt with issues of women for a while. I served as a commissioner on the status of women in Guilford County, North Carolina. I'm currently a commissioner, one of the commissioners for research and publication with ICTSG that was established at the 2018 UNESCO Collective Consultation on TSA in Turkey. So I'm one of the 5 commissioners worldwide, and I represent the United States. Like I said, I'm a community leader, I'm passionate. I'm part of the Global Diaspora One Voice Consortium, where I support the education, youth, and students component. I'm a member of the board. I'm a member of the National Executive Board of Kenya Christian Fellowship. Like I said, God is a source of my life. That is the foundation of what I do, is my faith. I'm a member of Kenya Diaspora Alliance, former president of Katapka, and I'm a board member or board of advisors for Catch Kenya. That is a foundation, that is a collaboration with an organization in Texas and Kenya, where we work together to enhance the curriculum in Kenya. And I'm a mentor, I'm an advocate, I'm a champion of women and youth. And women tonight, I celebrate you all women. I celebrate all girls, my brother, my sisters, whatever you are, from the little ones who are just born today, I celebrate you. To the very old ones, I celebrate each and every woman who's listening to me tonight. We value you, we appreciate you. You know, Captain is here tonight because there was a woman in his life. Captain is here today because there's a mama there. There's a sister, there's a wife. So women are everything in our society.
That is awesome. That is that's a beautiful introduction of who we have tonight. This is a Kenyan woman who has, achieved quite a lot, and she decided that I'm not going to keep it for myself. I'm going to take it out there in the community. You know, when you look back in Elgeyo Marakwet, when you were growing up and going to school down there and going to high school, did you imagine that one day you would be where you are today? Never.
I never even thought that I would leave the village. You know, like you said, growing up, I grew up in Kapkoi. That's a village in Elgeyo Marakwet. I went to the primary school there. And then I was one of the top students at the time, and I was actually were the first 2 students to go to school. I was like, what? I'm going to Nairobi? So when I was selected to go to Kenya High, I thought, what is going on here? So of course, I would say thank you, God, for that. And I want to thank Lina Kipto, who is now
Just losing a little bit of a connection right there, but we are going to reconnect again. We're going to reconnect there so that we can get that right clearly. I know this happens, and especially when we have something very nice or something very sweet that is just about to come over. So we're going to reconnect and hear what Professor Jerono has for us tonight. We are celebrating successful women and women's success. So let me see if at all she's back. Not yet. We are getting this right at home. And I know one thing that we can do is to introduce as many people as possible, bring in as many people as possible so that we can celebrate together with them. Yes, this is an important day. We need to celebrate success. We need to celebrate success.
Yes.
Yes.
Mapenzi yake ya? Kote. We really have a ball singing that song. Every time we sing it, it's just an amazing time. And in the theme that we're having tonight for yearning for God, the Lord reminded me of a scripture that is basically it's the words of the song that we're gonna sing next, and it's Psalm chapter 130 from verse 5. I'll read 5 and 6, and it says, "I wait for the Lord, my whole being waits, and in his word I put my hope." It says, "I wait for the Lord more than watchmen wait for the morning." More than watchmen wait for the morning. It says that twice, by the way. I've just not said it twice. Just to emphasize how, askari, okay? Wanangojanga, so, it's because, all right? And if I just quantify that longing for the morning to come, man, I don't even know, if I ever have waited on God that much. And so it's challenging me to live out the words of this psalm and genuinely just wait for God, whatever it might be.
Yes, stand by for that song. It is coming shortly. That song is coming shortly as we wait and see that everything works right together with us. I have a professor, and I know that we are going to have a beautiful moment. Sorry for that. It happens, and I hope that we are going to come here that issue right now, so it's not going to go again. So we're going to have a beautiful moment. So, and I know you have a technical team right there, so everything will be good. If at all that one fails, then we'll come in using the other line. So we were just talking about encouraging and motivating that young girl somewhere in Kenya, somewhere in the village, telling them that yes, you can get from Elgeyo Marakwet and become head of a department, or you can come from Elgeyo Marakwet or from Murang'a or from Kisumu down in Keroka Beach, and you get to the US and you become a professor.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. So I was saying, so I went to Kenya High School. I graduated from there. I finished from there. I went to Form 5 and 6 in Loreto Matunda, and then I went to Kenyatta University. I taught at Kenya Science. I taught at Singora Girls. So a shout out to all my girls at Singora Girls. All the girls in those schools, I used to coach them. I used to train them. And actually, that's how I was able to get connections to come to the United States. So after teaching at Singora Girls, I came to Kenya Science, where I taught Kenya Science until I came to the United States. So like you said, if you look at my journey, it has been God. God has held me. I've always put God first in everything that I do. And also besides God, there are women who held my hand. There are women who gave me a shoulder to lean on. There are women who supported me, who prayed me through. So those are women like my mother. Those are my teachers, my friends, my colleagues. Because I went to, remember in Kenya, we went to girls' school. All the schools that I went to were girls' schools. Kenya High was a girls' school. Loreto Matunda was a girls' school. So really what has empowered me is that unity, the fact that we work together as women. We supported one another. So when we look at that, I'm reminded by the quote of Melinda Gates, which says that when we invest in women and girls, we're investing in the people who invest in everyone else. Amen to that? When we invest in women and girls, we are investing in the people who will invest in everyone else. So again, women, my sisters, wherever you are, I celebrate you. I celebrate you. And I wish you all the best in your endeavors. Like Maya Angelou says, success is liking yourself, liking what you do, and liking how you do it. My dear sisters, do it well. Like yourself, love what you do, enjoy what you do. It was actually, I was listening to a message this morning, and the pastor was saying, some of us say, oh, I got to go to work on Monday. No, you get to go to work on Monday because you like what you do. You get to cook for your children because you like what you do. You get to be there for your husband, for your children, for your family, for your community, for your country, for your nation, and for the global society. We get to do that because the good Lord has given us the gift, has given us life. We can breathe. So therefore, my dear sister, I have to go to work tomorrow, or I have to do this. I get to do this. So enjoy what you do. And I love another quote by an unknown lady who said, here is the strong women. May we know them, may we be them, and may we raise them. So thank you to our brothers and sisters who have raised and who have nurtured those girls, the women who have supported them, because we also need somebody behind us to support them.
That's beautiful.
Amen.
As we celebrate women today and the whole of this month, and before I continue with the other question, let me just ask a personal, or rather a question that is a little bit related to you as a professor. There are women who have gone through so much. Some of them are watching us. Either they are fighting battles. There are girls who are fighting battles. Today, we woke up to the news of the killings of women in London, and there was a demonstration actually in Australia today. There are demonstrations because of the assault on women, sexual assault on women. In Kenya today, we woke up to the killing and the murder of one of the directors of the National Land Commission, who is a woman. She went to work on Friday, and she left work to go and answer some call somewhere, and she never went home, and the body was found somewhere in Gong Forest. We are living at a very delicate time. We are living at a time that some of the women listening to us have to go through so many challenges, including from either the home, the children, or even the husbands, or the relatives, or even the parents. What are some of the encouragements that you can give them as we celebrate women's success tonight, and give examples even to the battles that you have fought to be who you are right now?
Thank you so much for that very important question, Captain. So as you look at me today, I am a very proud and humble survivor of sexual assault. Some of them which I've never even shared with my family members, because at the time there was no forum or there was no space to discuss that. I am a survivor of domestic violence. I am a survivor of discrimination, gender discrimination, societal barriers. I've been through it all. And that is why I do what I do. My heart goes to those women who are broken, women who've been hurt, and especially to women that we have lost. I remember when I went through what I went through, I said, God, if you give me a chance to breathe and live, I will make sure I'll make a difference. I said, just one more time. I said, please save me so that I can go and save my children, because I have two beautiful girls that I didn't want them to suffer. So my dear sisters, wherever you are, I don't know what you've gone through. I'm praying for those families that are affected, because it hurts. Abuse hurts to the core. It hurts children. It hurts families. It is painful, and it takes forever to recover. But what I can tell you today is what helped me to overcome that was, first, is my faith. I stood by God. My God was bigger than all the challenges I've gone through. And because of my faith, I was able to develop resilience. And I'm going to give you what that is. Resilience is the ability to recover quickly from difficulties and tough times. I went through tough times. And the sad thing was that I went through all those things in this country in a foreign land where I did not have the might support system that I would have loved. But I turned around and looked at those positive things. I looked at the light at the end of the tunnel. I was a student. I was here. I could not turn back. So therefore, what I did was I turned to God. And I turned to my friends. I turned to my mother. My mother was very supportive. I was able to call my mother and say, what can I do? So because of that, I was able to have competence in the face of stress. I think I shared this one time. I remember at one time it was so bad that I fainted, and one of the professors picked me up. I'll never forget. And he said, kiddo, you can do this. After this day, that kiddo, and that's why I do what I do for women and young, because that professor said, kiddo, you can do that. So that voice always rings in my mind, and I say, who is that kiddo that I need to pick up? So resilience is the ability to adapt to trauma. It can be very traumatic, but you have to get up. When you fall down, dear sisters, let us get up and move on. There's life beyond that. Let's adapt to challenges. So what I did was I used those challenges to be a stepping stone to my life. I used those challenges. I looked beyond. I looked at the positive outcomes despite the high risk status. At the point in time I was going through that, I was at risk of being kicked out of school. I was at risk of being deported. So the challenges were too high. The risks were too high that I couldn't afford to do that. So therefore, I resorted to be tough. And I will tell you right now, resilience saves. And I'll tell you what saved me. One is the social connections. When you're going through tough times, my dear sisters, let us stay connected. Stay connected to church, to friends. Find friends who will love you despite of what you're going through. Find friends who will not judge you. Surround yourself with resilient women, resilient girls, and also resilient. There are men who are very supportive. I'm going to give a shout out to one person who's been very supportive, Pastor Sam Ngetich. He stood by me, and my brothers and my family stood by me. Surround yourself with people who will stand by you. One thing also that helped me to recover is doing something for someone. So I said the social connections is stay connected to a support system. Talk to somebody. Don't keep it to yourself. I kept it to myself, and at one point I was suicidal. Then I realized, no, this is not going to support me. This is not going to help me, because I wanted to live for my children. So talk to somebody. Find a person who can really connect you. Go to counseling, go to your pastor. There's a lot of support resources here in this country. Then do something good for somebody. Number two, in attitude, in resilience saves is attitude. I developed that attitude that this is not permanent. So I had to teach myself and say, this situation that I'm going through is not permanent. My dear sisters, what you're going through is not permanent. Setbacks, and realize that those things will change. It may be a setback, but this will change. And you can look at me, this has changed. Don't focus and blame yourself. Don't personalize that. Sometimes we as women, we can take it so tough on ourselves to say, it is my fault I did this to myself. Don't personalize that. So again, let's have that attitude that these two shall come to pass. It is not permanent. Don't personalize it. And get yourself together, pray yourself out, get out there and exercise and do things. Number three, values. Focus on your values. What is your value at this time? What is it that you want to accomplish? So in the midst of those challenges, again, we talked about social connections, connect to the right people, help somebody, have an attitude that these two shall come to pass. Values, focus on your values. I know it's difficult to do that. Stay connected, focus on God and your values. Emotions, contain your emotions. I remember my professor telling me that, I love my teachers. That's why I teach. So I remember one of my professors at the PhD, I'm going to mention her name. My name is Dr. Jewel Cooper. Those of you who know her. Dr. Jewel Cooper told me this. He said, Jerono, I know you're struggling. He says, when you go home, don't let your children see you crying. Put your children to sleep. Give them food. Put them to bed. Cry all you want until 6 a.m. When 6 a.m. comes, wipe all your tears, wake your children up, send them to school. And I did that for a while. My night was a crying night. So I cried, I prayed. So again, contain your emotions and don't let your children see that. And then like seriousness, don't take everything serious. I mean, life has happened, so what? So my dear sisters, I know it's not easy. It's easier said than done. But I've done it. If you need to call me, I'll be more than glad to talk you through, to pray you through, but we shall overcome. The good Lord says, I have great plans for you, plans to give you hope and a future. That is my verse that has really stood on Jeremiah 29:11. And God has never let me down up to this day.
I would just let you continue and continue because that is so powerful. And I hope that somebody somewhere is benefiting in this. Earlier on, I was speaking to a lady who called me after listening to a program that we did. And this is somebody that I knew. She's an age mate of mine. And sometimes ladies, when there are divorces and separations and domestic violence, whatever professor just said rings back when you start blaming yourself and saying, no, I didn't cook for him right, I didn't serve him right, I didn't dress him right, I didn't do this right. And that is after, going through so much trauma. Thank you so much, Professor, for...
Let me add something to that real quick. I want to add a quote by Eleanor Roosevelt. She said that no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. Never give anybody consent to make you feel inferior. Again, God created you. You're beautifully and wonderfully made. You're beautiful. And Oprah said, think like a queen, haha. Not afraid to fail. Failure is another stepping stone to greatness. My dear sisters, it's just a setback. We are not going to fail. It's a stepping stone to greatness.
That's powerful. Thank you so much. So, let us talk about this month, the Women History Month. And as we discuss and celebrate their success, can we ask ourselves, who are we celebrating? And why do we have to celebrate these people this month?
Thank you so much, Captain. We celebrate everybody. We celebrate all the women. Like Michelle Obama said, there is no limit to what we as women can accomplish. So dear women, girls, there is no limit to what you can accomplish. What you have accomplished to date is a success in itself. Do not compare yourself with somebody else. That little girl there, you went to first grade, you got a grade, you did this, you are able to clean your room, you're able to do whatever you've done. That is success. We celebrate the successes in every step of your life. Maya Angelou said, I am grateful to be a woman. I must have done something great in another life. We are grateful and we are blessed to be women. So today or this month, we celebrate the contributions of all women and girls. It's not just those who are in leadership positions. No, we celebrate everybody. We celebrate grandma who is in the village. We celebrate your mother, my mother, my aunt, my neighbor, all women. Again, if you look at the Proverbs 31 women, they wake up early in the morning, they do everything. So today we are celebrating all women. We recognize the achievements and milestones of women and girls across the world and in all fields. Those who are in education, those who are in farming, those who are doing whatever they're doing. Our teachers have done an amazing job. That's why we are here today. Those who are in nursing, whatever they're doing. In fact, statistics tells us that women make up 60% of farmers in developing countries. Women make up 60% of farmers in developing countries. If it wasn't for women, nothing to eat. We celebrate all our women farmers who get up very early in the morning to go to the river to fetch water, who get up very early in the morning to go get vegetables so they can sell in the market. We celebrate the teachers. We celebrate the CEOs, everybody. We celebrate our Vice President, Kamala Harris. We celebrate Hillary Clinton, who was the first presidential candidate to be nominated to be a presidential candidate for a major party. We celebrate Michelle Obama. We celebrate all our women governors in Kenya. We've had women who are governors for the first time. We celebrate our senators. We celebrate everybody. So today we are celebrating everybody. We celebrate those girls who are doing, I know right now in Kenya it's time for exams. So we celebrate all those who are getting ready to do their exams. It's a milestone just to persevere the pandemic. And you're getting ready to do your exam. So I wish you all the best. Lovely, beautiful girls. We celebrate you just best. And the rest will be up to God. So we celebrate, especially, we also want to celebrate the tremendous efforts made by women and girls around the world in shaping a more equal future and recovery from the COVID pandemic. We've gone through a tough time, but women have played a key role just like the men. But when you look at some of the data, it shows that the countries that were led by women, they handled the pandemic better. So we celebrate all the healthcare providers, women, the nurses, the doctors who have really kept us safe. Captain, me and you are alive today. There's so many other people who did not get a chance to breathe and to be here today. So we do not take that for granted. So we celebrate all the women who are making decisions, who are participating in public life, who are fighting for us. The vaccine is out there. All the women who are fighting for our rights, the women who are making sure we have food at the table, the women who are making sure everything, we celebrate all of them. And those who are making sure that they create, and I'm going to make this clear, those who are doing everything they can to create a environment and policies to succeed, for women and girls to succeed. So we celebrate everybody again, women. We celebrate you. Keep doing what you're doing. And we love you.
That is powerful. Do you think that the world has underestimated the power of women who are empowered? I'm going to talk about your organization that you founded, that is the Women and Youth Program. And I know you're very passionate about empowering the women and youth. But before we get to that, do you think that the world has underestimated the power and what we would have achieved with an empowered women society, either from the village to schools to the government to public service?
Thank you for that wonderful question. And I can say, yes, I think they have underestimated in many ways. Let me share this quote by Margaret Thatcher. I love it. She says that if you want something said, ask a man. If you want something done, ask a woman. Now, so women, I'm not going to comment on that. I'm not going to elaborate on that. But if you want something said, ask a man. If you want something done, ask a woman. Women have done so much. Women have done so much. And their voice, like Melinda Gates says, a woman with a voice is by definition a strong woman. Women have done society. Women have contributed to the economy. They've contributed to the food security. They've contributed to education. They've contributed to us being alive today. They've taken care of us. But it's unfortunate that we see that women are still underprivileged, or they still have some challenges or some barriers. Look at what happened during COVID. A lot of the issues women's issues were exacerbated by COVID, because a lot of them, they had to double their work. They had to wear so many hats as taking care of children. They're working, they're doing all these things. So women had to step up to do way more, to bring money, to bring food at the table in the midst of the challenge. But we realized that economically, women tend to earn less. If me and you went to the same job, if you look at my paycheck, I will earn less than you. Women have fewer savings, because we are very generous. I remember when I was going to school, I love my dad to death, but he gave me a little budget and he's like, this is enough for shopping. But my mom would give me something on the side that she had saved. So dad will give us school fees and pocket money, but mom knew that we needed extra. So because of that, they have fewer savings because they're always giving. Women are disproportionately more affected more informally in the economy. Women have less access to social protections. Women are more likely to be burdened with unpaid care, domestic work, and therefore some of them have to drop out of the workforce. So we see that women are still disadvantaged in so many ways. The policies that we have are not conducive to women. Look at what is going on in Kenya. If women want to run for a political position, it's difficult. If women want to be in a position, it's difficult for them. Promotion is difficult for them. That is why I always challenge in Kenya, because women comprise of 51% of the entire population. If we as women can come together and support one another, I think we can do better. So I'm just urging our dear sisters there, let us support one another. Of course, we want to support everybody, but we can support women by creating conducive policies so that we do not continue to see those inequalities. And I think the world will be a better place. And I'm sure you agree with me, Captain, right?
Let me ask that is interesting. I want to celebrate the women and ladies, the girls, the young girls who have made us who we are, and especially even in this ministry called the Trumpet of Hope. I was listening to my friend and my brother Jeremy the other day, and there's this notion that even in churches, successful pastors and churches will say that they get a lot of support from women. And even in this charitable or even in these ministries that we are in, when women support you, you go very far. So we have no argument, and I want to celebrate that. So I want to celebrate all the women in the Trumpet of Hope. Thank you so much. I just looked at them. Bernice Karaoke here, our treasurer. She makes sure that our ministry, Trumpet of Hope, there is something to pay for the internet, and I want to celebrate her. Our secretary, Nyam Nyams, Ruth Nyambura from Pennsylvania. You know, the way they do things. These are two people who are in the office. And all the others, one boy, I see all of you. Pastor Maggie Warori, Josephine Wanjiro, Win Awango Graham, MD Minor, thank you so much. Shiko Mwangi, John Karaoke, Dutanya Irogo from Canada. And Monica Bukinya, my sister from Denver, Colorado. Hey, can you send me a message right there so that I know that we are together? Can you send me a message right there? I'll pick it up. Penny Pesh, you know, working in the healthcare, taking care of your son. You know, it is so good. But there's something that they say that, and I want you to get this stereotype out of us because it is there, that women are their worst enemies. Can you please discuss that briefly? And get it out. I see Jane Wayman. I see Anna Mogo from Cayman Island. Our sister, beautiful sister from Cayman Island. I love you so much.
Thank you, Captain. Let me add something for the men because you do a lot of things. I like what Martin Luther King said. If you cannot do great things, if I cannot do great things, I can do small things in great ways. So, you know, all of us, women, whatever we are, men, we're doing great things in great ways. I just want to share that, you know, you said that women are our great enemies.
Yes,
I don't really want to, did you say that?
It's a scenario that comes up every time, especially when we have these political positions when women fight each other, and there's so many things that happen, and then they say, no, women are their first their worst, biggest enemies. Can you please get that stereotypical kind of mindset and thinking out of our society?
It's not true. It could have been in some ways, but I want to believe that moving forward, that has changed. Like Melinda says, women and girls should be able to determine their own future. Really, no one should stop you, no matter where you are. You know, I think it's something that is put on us, just trying to put women against one another. And even then, all I can say is if there's a woman out there who is not supporting another sister, that is going to stop, and that will stop now. I think gone are the days that we used to do that. It could have been some different, I don't have the context of that, but it could have been a misconception. It could have been a perception that is not really true. I don't want to believe that it is true because I'm here today to celebrate our sisters. And I want to believe that moving forward, my dear sisters, Maggie Weruri right there, all my dear sisters, they've been very supportive. So I want to believe that moving forward, this is a new season, this is a new normal where women are going to stand with other women. So yes, that may have been something of the past, and we are not claiming it, and we are moving forward. Sisters, we're going to stand together, we're going to support one another, we're going to pray for one another, because like I said, here is the strong woman. May we know them, may we be them, and may we raise them. So let a strong woman who supports another woman, let's be that woman who is raising strong women. Because again, we can do better together.
Thank you. As we get to the this very special program that you founded and you have been leading, and I know that there are quite a number of programs that you lead and that you founded. I have been in quite a number of them, but tonight let's talk about the Women and Youth program. And I know that we're going to do a little bit on that. Tell us about the Women and Youth program that you started, and what inspired you, and what is it all about?
Thank you. WOYA stands for Women and Youth. So what really inspired me to start the Women and Youth is my journey. Like I said, when I look back at my journey, where I'm sitting here today, I'm standing on podiums, I'm the chair, I'm doing this, I'm the president. Who would have ever thought that this young girl would be able to do that? So when I look back and when I reflect, if it wasn't for God, I would not have been here. I could have been dead. I could have been somewhere. So the fact, remember I said when I was at the hospital, I said, God, if you saved my life when I was in a coma and they thought I wouldn't make it, the university said you need to go back to Kenya. I said, God, one more time. So I promised God that if I ever leave, if I ever was able to raise my children to be adults, to see my children grow up, they're now 23 and 26, I said I will pay back. So this is an opportunity for me. I started this as an opportunity for me to pay back and to pay forward. I want to pay forward because women stood by me. Women gave me a shoulder to cry on. Women helped me when I couldn't help myself. They babysat my children. They talked to me. They prayed me through. So this Women and Youth is an empowerment program for women and youth, because I believe that youth are the leaders of tomorrow. When women are empowered, the whole society is empowered. So this is an LLC that is registered in the state of North Carolina. It's called Women and Youth and Global Diversity Consulting. It is registered in the state of North Carolina. It is also registered in Kenya as Women and Youth Limited Company. So it is registered both here and it was registered in Kenya. My main focus is to mentor young women, to mentor women and children, women and youth. To support them, to provide resources for them, to point them to resources, to be that link, to connect them to resources, to connect them to opportunities, to listen to them, to train, provide training, provide educational and wellness, because I truly believe that what kept me going was God and my health. So in the mid, as we go through that, we want to stay healthy, we want to stay focused. So the purpose of this program is to train women, to provide workshops. Actually, through under this program, I have two components. There's one that is safety and wellness, where I provide first aid and CPR, emergency preparedness. And I started doing that, especially when the new immigrants moved here. So I needed to work with them to prepare them in this country. So I do certification for nurses, for CNAs, and for families, where I go to their homes and teach them first aid and CPR skill, or life-saving skills, emergency preparedness. So I've done that very widely within the immigrant refugee community. I do that for different communities. Actually, through that, I've been able to work for the YMCA of North Carolina for the last 15 years as an HR consultant. So every fourth Saturday of the month, I train the employees. I do the orientation for employees, and I do first aid and CPR. It started as a volunteer, but now they put me on staff. So I've been there for 15 years. I didn't even realize how it does it. The other component for the youth is the youth mentoring, and that is where KSID started from. So under the youth mentoring, I was mentoring students. So we have international students, we have student athletes, and we have Kenyan American kids. My children are Kenyan American kids. They were raised here, and their cultures, they're very different. They're very different from the needs of international students. Of an international student is very different from the needs of an athlete who is on a full scholarship. We also have students who come here on full scholarship to an Ivy League. I've worked with those. So under these youth, we have Kenyan American, we have international students who are self-sponsoring, we have international students who are on scholarships, and then we have student athletes, and their needs are very, very different. So I've been working very closely with those three groups. Like you remember during the pandemic, we were able to raise money, especially for those students who are on self-sponsorship, who did not have anything to do that, and we continue to do that under this youth component. My goal is to eventually, actually, I'm working with, we're providing some resources and link for different counties in Kenya. I'm connected with the county of Uasin Gishu, where we have a group of international students who want to come here on scholarship. Then we have another group on the pathway, they want to come and do their master's and the PhD. So I'm providing those resources, I'm helping or I'm mentoring or whatever the information I have to the students here, as well as the students in Kenya. Again, my motivation is to pay forward, I don't want any child, any person to go through what I went through, because it hurt, it was painful. And remember, when we came here, some of us did not have that information. We didn't have the resources. But now that we're equipped with those resources, it's time to pay back and pay forward.
That is awesome. I love the whole concept, and some of these programs that you do are very important, and especially to the Kenyan community members who come to the US and they don't have the America 101. We don't know where to start. We don't know what to do. We don't know anything and what happens in the US. And such programs are good. So if somebody wants to benefit from these programs, where or what should they do? How should they, get these programs? Would you share with us the sites or the website or the contacts so they can reach you?
Okay, so you can share my email. It's actually, we have kesidfoundation@gmail.com. We also have a KESID phone number that is 336-615-1558. So we have a KESID number that is dedicated to students. We have 2 WhatsApp groups. We have a Telegram group. We have Facebook. We have Twitter. So follow us. Just Google KESID. We're actually upgrading. We are branding our website. So we'll be releasing that. But you can also click KESID, you should be able to find the website. But we are on Facebook. We are on social media. And you can get me, Captain. You can give them my number. You have my number. I don't have any problem. Just text me and tell me who you are. Introduce yourself first. And don't call me during the day because I work from 8 to 5. Text. Sometimes I get calls and I'm in the middle of a meeting and.
Thank you. That is important. So we're going to share these the websites. There are quite a number of them, and the most important thing is you can get Professor Jerono's number. And one thing is, despite having all these things on her plate, she will always reach out to the Kenyan community who reach out to her. If you call her, if you send her a text message, she will be there. She will knock on your phone and she will make sure that you get whatever you are looking for. And I don't know what is your message to the students, because as a professor, I believe that in that particular part, if I don't ask that and I forget, then they will fight me. There are so many Kenyan students, some of them coming in right now after this COVID whole issue goes, and some of them are here as international students, and others are not international students, but they are going to school. And give them one word of encouragement so that they will feel that we took care of them too.
Okay. So what I can tell the students is, again, you're already successful by the fact that you're in this country, or by the fact that you are still a student. That is a success by itself. So celebrate yourself. The fact that you're doing what you're doing, you're very successful. You've made a lot of accomplishments. Keep doing what you're doing. Number 2 is be resilient. Like I said, be resilient. These things are going to be different. It is different from home. Just remember that when challenges will be there, what you may encounter may be very different from what I went through. So remember that, because it depends on where you are, it depends on your institution. Some of us are lucky to get institutions that are very supportive. Some of us are not. So in one way or the other, you're going to go through challenges. Just remember that if adversity strikes you, don't let it kill you. Don't let it ruin you. Don't let it discourage you. Don't lie down and die from that. But get up, dust off, and soldier on. We're here for you. So establish that strong connection, an excellent network with the community. Whenever you are in school, do the best that you can do. If you're a grad student, do it well. Like Martin Luther King says, if you can't do big things, do small things very well. If you're doing your homework, do it well. Make sure you get those A's. I remember somebody the other day was saying that the first time they got an A was when they came to the United States. So work very hard and get those A's. So establish a strong and excellent work ethic. Strive for excellence in all that you do. Manage up. Manage up. Stay connected to people that you work with, the people that your roommates, your classmates, your professors. Those are the ones who are going to connect you. So manage up and stay connected. I have students who ask me to write a recommendation. I'm like, nope, I don't know you. I'm not going to lie because that's unethical. So if I don't know you, I'm not going to connect you. So again, stay connected. And then as a department, sometimes you get emails saying, hey, there's some resources here. There's some money here. Can you give us a name? If I don't know you, I'm not going to give you a name. So stay connected. Display a positive attitude at all times. You're in a foreign land. Be positive. A learning mindset. We're always learning, even me. I'm always learning. So read well, read wide, have mentors. I have mentors. I have 4 mentors. So in life, you want to have a mentor. You want to have a coach. You want to have a sponsor. Ones who message the market to let them know that Captain is looking for a job. The Captain has these qualities. So I have all those people. Respect the culture. You're in a foreign land. Respect the culture. Respect what they have and maintain your culture and respect the culture. Manage your career. You are the CEO of your life. Come so far. You are the CEO of your career. Establish your personal goals and mission and stick to that. Stay connected to your community. Stay connected to your church, to your faith communities, to the wider community. Go the extra mile. Seize the opportunities. There are a lot of opportunities in this country. Seize those opportunities. Utilize those resources that are available on campus. And when you graduate, pay back and pay forward.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much. Pay back and pay forward. That's important. So as we come to conclude this program, I know that we have discussed quite a number and we have been able to pay back the few minutes that we got late. And I want you to give us some closing remarks. And as you give us some closing remarks, please mention some of the key qualities of these successful women and girls and the message that you have for women and girls who are out there as we continue to celebrate them.
Thank you so much, Captain. This is great. So like I said, I call it the 7 R's. The first one, which I've explained extensively, is resilient. Mm-hmm. Be resilient and know that resilience saves. That is, again, the SAVE stands for social connections, attitude, your values, emotions. And don't take everything serious. Life is not serious. I mean, be serious, but don't take everything serious. This thing shall come to pass. Number 2, so what I've noticed is successful women and girls are very resilient. You're looking at one right here. Successful women and girls are responsible. They take responsibility. They do what they're supposed to be doing. They do what they're supposed to be doing at the right time. Mm-hmm. They're honest. They establish routines for themselves and family. They're very responsible with their time, with their skills and what they're doing. They restructure things as needed. They're very flexible. They restructure things as needed. For example, during COVID, adaptable, we had to be so fluid. You restructure things as you move. You also, Jerono Roosevelt, that R on the 7th. Her birthday is July 17th. So anything to do with R on 7. So they respond quickly to emergencies. They're responsible and they pass the baton to another woman. Remember I said that's why I didn't want to dwell on the fact that we are our own enemies. We are not. The society wants to put that on us. We are not. We are responsible and we want to pass the baton to the next woman. They're also relational. They have a relationship with their creator. For me, I have a deep relationship with my God. I'm always up at 5 a.m. Thank God for Global Radio Network with Reverend Como. I'm always up at 5 a.m. to join the prayer line. So they build that relationship with their God. They build that relationship with their family, with their colleagues, with their mentors, with their community and others. So they're very relational. They have relationships. They're very strong in relationships. Number 4, they're resourceful. They share their time. They share their talents. They share their skills. They get out, they get time to mentor, to empower. And they make room at the table for other women. Hallelujah. They make room at the table. They're not mean. That's why I said I'm not going to say that. We make room at the table for other women. Amen. We share with that. Mm-hmm. Number 5, the 5 R is they read. It's really time. They read. They take time to read. You have to be a lifelong learner. Adopt a learning mindset. Read well. And what I mean by and I didn't get to my position because I'm a woman. I got to my position because I'm well read. I have my qualifications. I have my degree. There are women who have their licensure, they have their certificate, they have their experiences. So whatever you have, that is amazing. We are all very unique and we are very different. So focus on those skills, continue to enhance yourself by reading widely. Always want to learn, require time. Invest in your career, invest in your profession. Train yourself and retool yourself. It's not too like, for example, when COVID came, we had to go through retooling. Number 6, I'm almost done. Number 6 is rest. Successful women and girls take time to rest, to relax, and to reflect. We gotta retool ourselves. So take time to rest, to relax. Don't think a day off. Don't feel guilty about going there to get a manicure for yourself. Don't feel guilty about going on vacation. You deserve it. So you need some rest physically, emotionally.
That's very interesting. That's very good.
Sleep. Get time to reflect. Reflect on your mission. Like, the thing is your mission and your vision. Get time to reflect. And then, you know what, ladies? Reward yourself. You work too hard. Reward yourself. Go on vacation. Rest. Lay down on the couch all day. Leave the dishes alone. Leave the house dirty. It ain't going to change. Nothing is going to move. Just sit and relax. And then most important one is regular. They participate in regular physical activity and eat healthy. It's very important that we take care of your health. So participate in eating a healthy diet. Exercise and diet is medicine. It is one medicine that has no side effects, that, it's not you don't need Obamacare. You just need to get your exercise because exercise is medicine. Again, the benefits of exercise are humongous. If you look at the benefits of exercise, that's another topic for another day. It benefits you emotionally, psychologically, physiologically, and mentally. It's very good for you. So my advice again to my sisters is the 7 R's. Don't forget that. And embrace the 7 R's. Manage up. Establish yourself. Build those networks. Get a mentor. Be a mentee. Get a sponsor. And get all those people who will connect you. Have your mission and vision. I don't know how many of you should have your personal mission and vision. And you should revise that all the time. You should go back and revisit and update your mission and vision at all times. And then lastly, I love this quote that was shared by Dr. Dixon. She's a chancellor of one of the East Carolina University in North Carolina. She said, don't burn the bridge before you cross over. Women, like we said, we don't fight. We don't want to burn those bridges before you cross over. That's why I said, manage up. Don't burn the bridge before you cross over, or burn the bridge that you just crossed. Somebody needs to cross that bridge. Why are you burning it? So don't burn the bridge before you cross over, the one that you just crossed over, because somebody needs that bridge to cross over just like you did. Don't forget the bridge that brought you over. We've climbed so many bridges. That's why we are here today. Don't forget that and be a bridge to somebody else so they can get to where we are today. And don't be afraid of crossing bridges, especially in this country. Don't be afraid of crossing bridges. If you want to go for that position, go for it. If you want to go get an education, go for it. You want to get a husband, go for it. Whatever you want to go for that bridge and don't be afraid. And then If they don't give you a seat, we make room for other women at the table. We create room. We give them a seat. But in the event that they don't give you a seat at the table, bring your own folding chair. I love you, my dear sisters and women. God bless you. We will go far by the grace of God. I celebrate you today. And I love you. I love you with the love of God.
That is awesome. That is beautiful. I wish I would just repeat the 7 R's. I know there was. I know people are writing. People are taking notes. I see. I have my mom, Jerry Jenga. Thank you, Professor Jerono. A great insight into a woman's success. We are not our enemies. We are our own supporters and motivators. And you look great as always. The other one is Wamboy Roda. Thank you so much for bringing all these great women inside. Thank you, Jane Mutindi. Karibu sana, my sister. Riomboro, thank you so much. Banis Karaoke, our CFO, says, Daktari, thank you so much. You are an inspiration, truly a powerhouse and a great role model. We celebrate you. We celebrate you. Thank you. Jane Moshane, our mom, thank you so much. Jane Wayman, thank you so much. Anna Mogo, asante sana. And I see quite a number of likes out there. La Quinta Shiko, Beatrice Nyanchoka, Wanjiko Madre, Mrs. Bernard. She just got married last week. I was the MC in Florida, and they just came back from honeymoon. And right down in Dani Kabisa, she's listening to this. Thank you. The other one is Sonica Talia Karanja from Seattle, Washington. Thank you so much. And I celebrate you. Wanjiko Moadi, Stella Mosetti, thank you so much. I see so many people who are listening to our app, and I want to say thank you. Before you wind up, Pastor Maggie Warule says hi, and she loved it. I can see she's just saying hi. Now, those are 7 R's. Can we steal them as men, and can we make them our own, or are they just...
No, you can make them your own. You can make them your own. It works for everybody. Like I said, resilient, responsible, relational, resourceful, read, rest, relax, regular, and all that.
Thank you so much. I wish you would be, because I know you have written quite a lot, and we are looking forward to read about the 7 R's, because that's a power on.
Actually, I'm going to write a book on that, so the book is coming. The book is coming. It's cooking.
Thank you. That is powerful. So thank you so much. I wish you the very best as we continue. So I know there's the KESA conference that is coming up, and all the other conferences that are coming up. Maybe you would take this opportunity and let people know about some of the meetings that you hold, over the, in the next coming few, maybe days, weeks, and months. People are now taking time to plan.
Okay, so what we do is with KESID, we have a monthly conversations on Zoom every second Wednesday of the month from 9 p.m. Eastern time, every second Wednesday of the month. That is just students. We have a lot of mentors. Like I said, we have 2 WhatsApp groups. We have a Telegram. We just let students come in there and share their ideas. This past week, we had Kelly, who's from North Carolina. He's a PhD student. He just got an award as one of the leaders in training, an amazing young man. So, and then every 4th Thursday of the month, we have the president of KESA. We have meetings, we have conversations that is mostly around research, community events. And let me tell you, KESA is not just for scholars. KESA is for professionals. You can also come and present, Captain. In the world of academia, even these days when we go for grants, we need each other. So we work together with community. So I want to demystify that fact that it's only for scholars. It's for Kenyan scholars and studies and professionals, any activities that you're doing to empower Kenyans. So we do that every 4th Thursday of the month, and it's from 8 p.m. Eastern time. And then the Kenya Scholars and Studies Association, this is our 13th annual conference. Let me give you a quick testimony about that. Many years back, when I was going up for my promotion, when I was going up for my in the rank of academy, you start as an assistant professor, associate professor, full professor, and then now you can get into administration or whatever time. So when I was getting ready to go up for my promotion, from assistant to associate. I remember one of the leaders that, oh, you're not ready to go up. You have everything else. These are some of the roadblocks. You have met all the requirements, but you do not have leadership at a national level. I looked at her, I said, wait a minute. I'm from Kenya. Who knows me in this country? Even when I go to a conference, I'm the minority. Nobody knows me. So I remember leaving that office very devastated. I cried a lot. I was like, okay, now I've worked so hard, but it looks like I'm not able to get my tenure. And when you don't get tenure, that means you leave the institution. So I went and Googled anything Kenyan, and I came across this KESA. That was in 2009. That was the second year they're meeting at Bowling Green. I have never missed a KESA conference. Through KESA, I have through the ranks to be an associate professor, to be a full professor now, and I'm a mentor. So do not dismiss those organizations, because we need one another. If we needed a recommendation, is right there. We give recommendations, we do that. So this year we are meeting at in Dallas, Texas, from September 10th to the 11th. We have great speakers, Dallas. We have great speakers from your state. We have Dr. Bore. We have Shireen Obare, who is the Dean of Nanoscience and Nanotechnology. We have Dr. David Washira, who is in the corporate world. He works for World Bank. We have Dr. Nafuko, who's an administrator at the university in Texas. So we have great speakers and other speakers that we're expecting from Kenya that we haven't confirmed. The ambassador will be there. So I hope to see you in Dallas in September the 10th and 11th. Again, it is for community members. You can Google our website, KESA. We also, those who are in the academy, we have manuscripts if you want to publish. Again, remember, in this world of academy, you publish or you perish. We have a journal where we have publications, we have presentations, and we just have fun. We have fun. We get together as community. And then, of course, among other organizations, I want to give a shout out to Njeriwa Njenga, who's a leader of the women KCFA. I'm on the board of KCFA, working with the Promise Generation. That is the young people. I'm assistant director for the young generation, the Promise Generation. She's putting together a great conference for the women's conference in April. We also have the National KCFA conference that is coming up in July. I say this because it's our organizations that I'm with, and I know the dates. The other organizations, you can look at their websites and they'll give you more information. Thank you so much, Captain. We hope to see you in Dallas.
Thank you so much. The KESA is coming up, and remember that we are celebrating the women's success and the whole of this month. And thank you so much, Professor. I have to say that was one of the best programs that I have had. I must celebrate you. Thank you so much, and say hello to the daughters, and thank you for tell them thank you for doing the technical work behind the scenes and making sure that we are sharp. And I celebrate you. So thank you, and have a good night.
Thank you so much. Good night.
Thank you so much. Thank you. That was beautiful. I must admit that was a beautiful program as we continue to do whatever we do best. And I want to bring in the Nairobi Chapel South Worship so that they can bless us as we wind up on this program. God bless you so much. And I'll be getting out of the studio right away. Until we meet tomorrow, I have some very special programs coming up, and I know we're going to be blessed together. So God bless you. Enjoy your evening. Enjoy everything that you're doing. And may your dreams come true. May your dreams come true. Everything that you just are fighting for, everything that you're just praying for, everything that you have just put down as a vision. You know, you dreamt something. And I always say that once you dream something, it is not, it is one thing to dream, but it is important to wake up from your dream and you put it down. It is one thing to put it down, but it is another thing to work towards actualizing that dream. And may God walk with you as you actualize your dreams. May God connect you with the people who will help you to actualize your dreams. May God connect with you with the people who will help you to make sure that your dreams are perfectly actualized and they are not stolen, because we have people who steal other people's dreams and they run with them as though they were theirs, and they work so hard to actualize other people's dreams. So may God connect you with people who will not steal your dreams. Yeah, may God connect you with people who will not steal your dreams. And let me tell you, if at all somebody steals your dreams, I say, okay, God, thank you because you made me dream that. And somebody is succeeding with it, and make me sleep again so that I can dream another better dream and a bigger one than that one that was stolen. So God bless you so much. Nairobi Chapel, I am so proud of this team. So can I give them a minute so that they can bless us? Yeah, so that they can bless us as we finish. And I was looking at a particular song that somebody requested. I'm looking at a particular song that was requested. What am I going to do? Okay. Just allow me to mess up with myself here in the studio. Just allow me to mess up with my programs here as I wind up. Anyway, good morning, Kenya. Time change. Yeah, time changed. Awesome. That affects the people who listen to us in Dubai, Akina Anastasia, the people who are in Saudi Arabia. I know this one affects you a little bit, yeah? Yeah, I know it affects you a little bit, but guess what? We're going to fix this by giving you some more day shift moments. So, some more day shift moments.
Naomba Baba, ninaomba, mikono nimeinua, nishike Baba, unifiche mikononi mwako, nionyeshe Baba wema wako, unifanye chombo chako. Ninaomba, naomba Baba, mimi naomba, sikudhani mimi nimekupa we huzuni kiasi hicho, dhambi mingi, maombi hayatoki, nisamehe Baba, uchovu na uvivu umenijaza moyoni, sina amani, naomba unipe raha, msamaha, naomba washe taa, popote niendapo, chochote nifanyacho sasa, nifungue macho, nipate kuona na kuhisi, nipate upako wako. Naomba Baba, ninaomba, mikono nimeinua, nishike Baba. Tena uchungu mwingi, machozi ya kutoka, nisamehe.